Okay, we're live. All right, I'm wearing my Hendrix T-shirt. Yeah, I did a video. Let's see. Okay, so here's some new records I got. But I had this Sunset Boulevard record I had before. I sold it to the guy from the LA record, the editor. He came over. He wanted to give me some money for it because I guess it's a UK print. And I got the Wire self-titled one from I think it's like 2017 or so. Maybe it's 10 years old. Anyway, I did this video about LSD trips, but I just kind of winged it. So because yeah, I think yeah, the early I was doing when I was like in senior year in high school. That's when I did most of it during the year of '82, and I kind of got a punk rock, and I started listening to goth and Paley Underground bands and stuff, and like the LSD was. And then I had like a bad trip right at the end of '82, early '83. I was in a LSD crash, had a bad crash coming down, which can happen. And so I didn't take it only just '82 to '83, uh, um, and then I mentioned a couple times with Fred. So there was definitely one time we went to Long Beach and Irvine, and there was another time I met with Heather, and then one time Fred came up to San Francisco, and we did it, and we took the train to Sausalito, the boat to Sausalito. So that was a third time with Fred. So and we watched Dandy Warhol's Chelsea Girls at Art Institute. So that was a third, at least a third time, but there might have been a fourth time with Fred. So because oh no, there was a fourth time because we saw Nick Cave at the Roxy with Dan Cato. So that was definitely a fourth time. So there might have been a fifth time. So there was original 6 or 7 times in '82. Then at least almost five, maybe possibly 5 times with Fred. And because I remember one time I was really high and Fred was driving and he was driving crazy, and I was like he he just drove like really fast and then like slammed on the brakes, and I was like, oh no, we're all gonna die. But he was like, I remember him saying, "Oh yeah, I drive better like on LSD." Okay, so that was Fred. So there was more. I kind of like underestimated because I couldn't remember them, but they started popping back. So, and then there was a few times with my friend Brett in San Francisco. One, there's a video on YouTube here where me and Nancy Gallo or Isabella Gallo are hanging out. We're on drugs in the video. We're not talking about it, but I don't know if Brett's in that video, but Brett was in the next room, and he turned on that film. That's why we have a film of us. I wasn't filming myself. Brett was filming us, and we met Nancy at a. That was when I started being friends with Nancy. So we that was that time. Another time with Brett where we went and had sushi. So that was the second time. I'm trying to remember. Okay, so that was at least two. So there could have been a third, but and then Stephanie and her sister, this Australian chick. That was another time. I think there might have been more, but there was. Oh, and I totally forgot. There was when I was in '92 when I was with living at the warehouse. Simone Third Arm and Candace, and for some reason we were like the only ones there at the warehouse on 10th Street in San Francisco, where they have the Costco right there, 10th and Harrison. We lived in a big warehouse with me. Kitten on the Keys lived there. Simone Third Arm, Otter Campbell, George, who was George Homsey, who's like a famous robotics guy. Other people like lived there. Like there was like people that worked in porn. This guy Joel Lawrence, Daniel Willis lived there for a while, but for some reason, this day there was me Simone used to carry on. Simone's like totally. I don't think she remembers this time, but there was a time when she had like this big bottle of LSD that she it was like liquid LSD that she had, and she put it in a little freezer. And so one time, me, her, and Candace were hanging around, and they were like walking around naked and stuff, and we were tripping for a couple hours. I don't know. I don't remember how what we did. Except for I remember them. I remember them. We were kind of hanging around, and they had this room that had all this like it was like an Andy Warhol kind of metallic kind of or that balloon whatever that balloon what they use for balloons. It was all I don't know the word for it, but it's like that kind of metallic surface. And so I remember Simone saying that, oh yeah, it looked like we were like in Mercury or something, you know. So there was that time, and then there was, and then like I don't know, either like Fred bought. I don't know. There must have been other times like because I'm trying to remember. I mean, how did I get that stuff? But because I remember one time me and Fred and Mike Gent went to Tijuana, but somehow that might have been kind of linked to the going to Irvine too, because because I gave one to this girl Heather, and then I just saved the hit. I brought it back with me to New York, and I had it for a while, and then I just figured, okay, well, I should I should take this. I'm kind of bored. I got nothing going for it's a long weekend, so I just thought, oh yeah, let me listen to some techno music and stuff. So so if you count like the 6 or 7 in the early days, and the possibly 5 times with Fred, and then maybe 3 times with Brett, and then Simone, and then other. What is that? I don't know. It's closer to 15. So there might be. I was saying like 10 or 12 trips and stuff, and I mean, most of this stuff was mild because, like, sometimes the acid was just sort of like a mild form and stuff. Only the first time, and maybe that really bad trip of New Year's Eve '83, and also in the '83, like, I was with my friend Mark, and we ran into Pet. I think it was a Pequin, but it was I know it was Smiley, and it could have been Pequin, but Dave Hardy, and they were all going to Tijuana for New Year's Eve and stuff. I should have probably went with them. I don't know why I stuck around with Mark. Anyway, so I thought I just wanted to do like a recap of that other video, because that other video was like a little bit, but uh, a lot of those times, I mean, like there's probably plenty of more times where I like smoked pot and just felt paranoid and just wanted to go home. So like LSD was like the same thing. I had to be like in a comfortable area. I remember, I think, I think the time I was with Stephanie and her these 2 Australian girls, like, and her sister, like, we were hanging out by the cliff. We were driving around for some reason, and then near a cliff and stuff. I don't know. I guess like Australians always want to go to some kind of cliffside thing, and Yang. Anyway, so that's it. I'm just gonna really doing a test. I should do these records. I bought a lot of vinyl this week too, so I'm gonna have more records. I'm gonna do another record thing next week because I have a bunch of records coming in. And I'm just doing a test because I'm doing an interview today. So it's a surprise who it is, but it'll be up on YouTube later tonight. Okay. Thanks everyone for watching, or keep in touch. Check out, we're going to start doing a lot of interviews and stuff, and fun stuff, and more readings.